Scope of that COP. Purpose of COP. Some terminologies while laying P pipeline network. Classification of plastic P structure. Features of P pipe. Objectives of P pipeline installations. Advantages of P pipe. Poison effect. Comparison rigid and flexible pipe installation. P pipe fittings and its features. P pipe requirements as per the MGL perspectives. Technical specification of MGL recommended P pipes. P 100 grade pipe and 80 grade pipe and its properties. PN rating and pressure classifications. Weight of P pipe. Electrofusion techniques. Electrofusion welding operating procedures. Advantages of electrofusion welding. Observations of electrofusion welding. Then difference between butt fusion and electrofusion welding. HDP pipe classification parameters. Some important terminologies like pressure coefficients, validity of pipe, standard dimension ratios, and so on. Minimum and maximum thickness of pipe, wall thickness charts, hoop stress, bending limit as per the MGL perspective, component use in P pipe constructions, classification of non-pressure pipe as per IS 458, stopping of gas supply, P stop of all installations, SR installations, route markers and its installations, some cementing terms, important things while carried out below bed culvert crossings and above ground culvert crossings, some guidelines for preparation of ASLE drawings and case studies. So these are the important points which we have to be highlighted in this COP number 4. Okay, let's start with each one by one. Scope of COP. The scope of COP is to provide safety and technical guidelines while conducting the P mains and service lines laying activity. Purpose of this COP. Purpose of this COP is to create awareness while conducting the P mains and service laying activity in order to ensure incident-free environment. So let's start with some important terminologies related with the P pipe laying. First is the foundation. Foundation is required only when the native trench bottom does not provide a firm working platform for the placements of the pipe bedding materials. Initial backfilling. Initial backfilling is the critical zone of embedment of soft graded soil. Generally 125 mm should be done for initial backfilling above sand padding. This is done in order to maintain the quality of pipe and supports load to resist the deflection and pressure. It is also called as a primary or secondary zone of backfilling. Okay. Next is the bedding. Bedding provides uniform supports along the pipeline. Lot of irregularities should be seen below and above the pipe. So in order to maintain that irregularities, sand padding of 75 mm should be done below and above the pipe. Hunching. Lower backfill of sand padding under the pipeline of 75 mm is called as hunching. Final backfill. Lesser effects of P pipeline due to backfill. It is also called as free backfill. Consists of rocking organics materials, debris and so on. However, still backfill should be promoted to reduce load on the pipeline. Trenching. Trenching is nothing but the excavation for laying pipeline. Trench size is always equal to diameter of pipe plus 30 centimeters. Dewatering. Dewatering means extracting water from the excavated ground area in order to maintain above the water level is above the pipe remains above the water level. This can be done by deep well point or sump pump placed in the trench. Important term, proximity. Proximity is nothing but the distance. Crimp. Crimp is nothing but the transition from one material to another. For example, P is transition from into GI and GI is transition into copper, like this. Crimp guard. Crimp guard is the joint of transition from one material to another material is so weak. So in order to protect this crimping, cementing cover is laid over the crimp is called as crimp guard. Top cover. The distance of ground surface from the top of the pipe is called as top cover. Bending provides circular shape to the pipe is called as bending. Okay. Bending limit provided to pipe above which pipe may broke is called as bending limit. Bending limit for just joint pipe and without joint pipe is different. Rodent bite. Cutting of pipe due to rat bite is called as rodent bite. In order to avoid the rodent bite scenario, proper sleeves called as anti-rodent sleeves should be inserted on the clamp, or anti-rodent tape should be utilized or wrapped. Transition fittings. The fitting used for joining crimp in a firm manner is called as transition fitting. Squeezer. It is the device used to squeeze the pipe in order to stop the gas supply flowing through it. P-stop valve. The device used to stop the gas supply for the protection and conduction maintenance activity on pipe. Generally, butterfly valve is used in a PE construction activity. Adhesive tape. The tape used to wound on the pipe for laying is known as the adhesive tape. Service regulator. SR. For the regulation of supply from 4 bar to 100 millibar, SR is used. Route markers. Route marker is to provide directional path. For pipeline installation, route marker should be installed every 100 meters. That is, proximity between two route markers should be maintained of 100 meters. Denso tape. The tape used to wound the flange fittings is called as denso tape fittings. These generally occur when PE is converted into steel. Tap-off point. It is a point through which supply is provided to the customer premises. Electrofusion machine. The machine or the device used for joining pipe through electrical heating technique is called as electrofusion machine. There are two types of electrofusion machine, which are, one is the manually operated electric and second is the automatic operated, auto operated. Diameter wise filling data along with the heating and cooling time should be uploaded in the electrofusion machine through software also. Next is the P structure. P structure, generally there are three types of plastics. First is the thermoplastics, second is the thermoset, and the third is elastomers. Okay, in thermoplastic there are again three types: polythene, polyphenes, vinyl chloride, and styrols. In polythene or polyphene there are again three types: P polypropylene, PB polybutane, and P polyethylene. In P polyethylene there are the pipes LDPE, MDPE, and HDPE, and we are related with these three important pipes, that is LDPE pipe, MDPE pipe, and HDPE pipe. Means the pipe we use are thermoplastic pipes made from polyethylene or polyphenes, right? So the features of the P pipe: it is also called as flexible. It is a flexible pipe. Then large deflection should be possible due to flexibility. In practical point of view, deflection limit to 7.5% depending on the dimension ratio and application of pipe. Flexibility of pipe directional proportional to the direction ratio and inversely proportional to the steepness. The next feature is the depth of cover and the anticipated surface load also affect the particular installation requirements. P pipe is generally placed by hand in an excavated trench. The objectives of installation of P pipe: first objective is to provide protection to the pipe from mechanical damages and hard objects such as cobbles, and the second is to provide support against the earth and live pressure. Advantages of P pipe: easy connecting is possible due to P pipe. P pipe having high flexibility. P pipe is easy to install. Resistance to corrosion and chemicals. It longer life and potential should be possible to connect. Large potential we should possible to connect. Highly durable and cheap. The next important is poison effect. Poisson effect is nothing but the displacement of pipe line due to tensile stress applied on it, and it get elongated at the direction of tensile stress and make a right angle also to the applied stress is called as Poisson effect. So Poisson effect, we can understand, it is nothing but the tensile stress elongated along with and right angle to the tensile stress is called as Poisson effect. Poisson effect pipe shortening will occurs whenever the pipe is pressurized, because internal pipe pressure are higher during the pressure testing and surge events. Poisson effect's pipe shortening can be a greater as this time compared to the normal steady pressure operation. Caution: before pressure testing, what we can do? All the mechanical joints restraints must be completely installed and secured as per the manufacturer instructions, and concrete at inline anchors and thrust blocking must be sufficiently cured and properly backfilled. Poisson effect, the ratio is the nothing but the Poisson ratio. You create a Poisson ratio. Poisson ratio mu is represented as 2 FDR divided by pi dm square p into in bracket dr square minus 2dr minus 1, where F is the pull of force, S is the internal pressure hoop stress, P is the internal pressure, dr is the dimensional ratio, mu is nothing but the Poisson ratio, which is maintained at 0.45 for long term stresses and 0.35 for short term stresses in P pipeline, pi which is approximately 3.142, and the dm pipe diameters in inches. Okay, let's talk with the comparison between rigid pipe and the flexible pipe. Underground installation of P pipe is similar to the installation of other flexible type of pipes, for example of plastic pipes. The performance of this pipe will depend on the quality of the installation. Most P pipes is considered flexible, which means that the pipe installed for non-pressure application will depends on the some extent on some supports of the abandonment soil. Often the installation of flexible pipe is contrasted with the installation of rigid pipe, for example steel pipe we can say, but general requirement for both the pipe are similar one. The narrow trench keeps load on both the type of pipes at a minimum. Both pipes requires firm and stable bedding and uniform supports under the hunches. The major difference between the two types of pipes is that flexible non-pressure pipe requires side support, whereas the rigid pipe, for example steel pipe, does not require side supports. Comes from the placements of firm stable material besides the pipe. Okay, often this is the same material used beside the rigid pipe, with the exception that the material must be compacted. Sufficient space alongside the pipe must be provided for compacting the embedment materials. The trench backfill placed above the pipe can be treated in the same manner for the flexible and rigid pipe. High density material spread over the pipe, smaller the load and apply the pipe. Deflection of the pipe. Deflection is usually the main criteria for judging the performance of a gravity flow flexibility pipe. Deflection is usually not much of considerations for P pipe installed for pressure application unless they are in deep fill applications and have a high dimensional ratios. Pipes that deflect have two advantages over the rigid pipe. First advantages of a flexible pipe is the deflection permits the release of accumulated stress, which promotes arcing and causes a more uniform distribution of earth pressure around the pipe. And the second is the deflection affords the convenient method of inspecting the quality of the installation. Generally, the less deflection, the better is the installation. P pipe and fittings features and specifications. First is manufactured from high grade materials, example of grade 80 and grade 100. Minimum required strength of P pipe is 8 megapascal and 10 megapascal. Suitability of work pressure is 6 bar. Availability in coil 2 bar is the positive pressure. Available in coil from up to 90 mm, whereas in a straight line of 6 meter length in 125 mm and 180 millimeter diameters. This P pipe is made as per the standard 14885 and ISO 44357 certified. High resistance to chemical reactions. P pipe having lightweight and flexible. Handling and jointing leads to reduce the cost. P pipe is easy to repair and in the event of damage. No outer painting required. Very low maintenance cost, very low frictions, very resistance crack growth, very high abrasion resistance. Manually and barcode both options are provided in the P pipe fittings. Operational voltage is just 24 volts and the pipe and fittings made as per the PN16 standard dimension ratio 11 and for 6 bars pressure as per standard 14885. Next important terms. Now we should actually go into the heading, that is P pipe laying, and in terminologies perspective as per the MGL perspectives. Okay, the service pipe. What is actually the service pipe? The pipe used to supply gas to single building or a block of a flat is called as service pipe. For example, 100 millibar pipe is called as service pipe, whereas main pipe is the pipe supplied more than one service pipes. For P pipe of grade 100, we should say that the main pipe having 4 bar. Okay, for P pipe of grade 100 shall require grade 100 fittings only, whereas 580 grade both fittings of grade 100 and 80 are useful. Okay. For pipe grade 85 both fittings of 100 and 80 are useful, whereas for grade 100 pipe only 100 grade fittings are applicable. Okay, this is very important point. Let's see the next point, that is P pipe and where the P pipe is to be laid. First important point related with the P pipe lay is where actually P pipe must be laid at unventilated voids. No, P pipe must be laid always at a ventilated void. Second point is P pipe laid should be properly intact, does not get exposed to the sunlight. Okay, suitable protective seal should be covered over the P pipe if you will put up over the in front of the sunlight. Next, P pipe must be laid where there is no solvent, detergent or any chemicals present. These are the important points where the P pipe should be laid and where should not be laid. Let's see the next point, that is laying P pipe must be sealed always before laying to prevent ingress of water or debris. Do not use damaged pipe or used pipe. Use marker or tap on pipe for indication, but fusion technique is not used for joining the pipe. Only the standard pipes and fittings supplied by MGL has been utilized for construction of system. Company name should be embossed on the pipe. Pipe have standard colors such as for grade 80 there should be yellow color and grade 100 there should be orange or black color should be used. Always check marking before utilize the pipe. The standard size of the pipes are diameter of 20 mm, diameter 32, 63, 90, 125 and 180 mm only used in the MGL. Some important terminology like proximity and top covers. Always should we maintain the proximity should be clearance, that is called as clearance, equal to 300 mm from utilities up to 100 millibar For 100 millibar pipeline it is 0.25 meter from the property, and for greater than 100 millibar to 4 bar it is 3 meter from the property. In this case, one scenario is to be excluded, that is P crimp should be excluded and extended up to a building structure. Next terminology is minimum top cover. Minimum top cover should be maintained as per the MGL standard is 1 meter along the road, and across the road it is 1.5 meter. Warning tape, yellow color of 100 meters to 300 meter above the pipe should be laid in the trench called as warning tape. Sand padding, 75 mm sand padding should be used at a trench bottom above and below the pipe. Soft braided soil over the sand padding, 125 mm should be applied while the filling activity has been done. Entry and exit duct, 1 meter depth RCC U block 340 into 400 into 350 mm used for the protection at entry and exit of the duct. U block road crossing 250 into 300 into 350 mm cube is used for U block road crossing. Bottom slab 150 into 300 into 350 bottom slabs used in the pipe laying activity. Tiles 200 into 500 into 50 mm cube should be used in the trenching system. Crimping 32 mm into 3 by 4 inch and 32 mm into 1 inch is used. Warning tape thickness 300 to 600 microns. Warning tape width 200 mm, roll 200 mm should be used. And where the selecting layer 5 or lower corner duct shall be preferred. While selecting for laying pipeline, lower corner duct shall be preferred. Okay, and where this terminology is not applicable, the management MOC should be raised, and according to MOC raise and the instructions provided by the seniors, the laying activity should be conducted. Now the special arrangement required for INC customers. Since INC customers are very demandable for the MGL perspectives, special arrangement should be done for them. Let's see that the special arrangement is required to supply INC customers such that individual INC customers gets isolated without affecting the other customers. This is achieved with the help of stopper valve, which is installed at the inlet of service regulator, and it should be given to the individually to the INC customers. RCC crimp guard is used on crimp to protect against the rodent bite and damage along with P anti-rodent slips. Okay, this shows the RCC crimp guard importance, which is used to crimp to protect the against rodent bite. Anti-rodent sleeves are not available, then anti-rodent tape we can used at the inlet or outlet of the service regulator and RCC crimp guard. While anti-rotating plastic tape lapping, it should be taken into mind that half of the previous portion gets overlapped and end of the pipe is tapped by insulation tape properly. This is the procedure actually conducted while lapping through anti-rodent plastic tape. The next point is the properties of P100 grade materials. First property is minimum required strength, that is 100 megapascal, that is near about 1450 psi. HDB pressure should be 16 psi. Allowable compression strength is near about 7.93 megapascal. Tensile strength is 23 megapascal. Elongation greater than 600 mm. Modulus of elasticity 200 megapascal. Flexibility of properties 1000 megapascal. And the important is Poisson ratio, that is we should get 0.45 from the Poisson ratio, which we discussed earlier. Generally, the optimize is balance among MRS, stress crack resistance, crack properties resistance. The properties of the P100 material are highly affected by temperature variations. In India, generally, grade P100 pipe is tested at a 23 degrees centigrade. Hence, the reduction factor for temperature shows as follows. Ambient temperatures, we should say. Pressure reduction factors is for 20 degrees centigrade is 1, 25.93, 30.87, 35.80, 40.74. So for 25 degrees centigrade it is 0.93. So that's why we use pressure reduction factor is 0.93. Let's see the pressure classification as per PN ratings. Nominal pipe ratings as defined in the graph chart. Actually there are different classes, AB pressure classes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and classes, and according to that we should define the nominal pressures, their bar capacity, meter readings, and the megapascal capacity, kilopascal capacity, and the PSI ratings. Weight of the P pipe. For dia 20 we should make it in the form of coils of 50 to 100 meters, and weight is near about 0.15 kg per meter. For dia 32 pipe the weight is 0.29 kg per meter. For 63 dia weight is 1.05 kg per meter. For 90 dia 2.12 kg per meter, and all are possible to form coils in 15 and 100 meters. Whereas for dia 125 6 meter to 12 meter straight pipe should be used having weight near about 4.08 kg per meter, and for dia 180 it's is in weight of near about 8 kg per meter. Now the important technique used in P pipe installation, that is electrofusion technique. So first of all, see what is the electrofusion. Electrofusion is nothing but the procedure that should be followed by the technician while applying electrofusion technique. Generally 5 kVA GG set should be used for the electrofusion technique, which is used for joining the pipe. Correct alignment of pipe before joining is must, hence use of alignment clamp is also there, also be must. Correct pipe end square is used. Fuse machine parameters: 20 characters, 4 line backlights display. Input voltage is 180 volt to 280 volts. Fusion voltage is near about 8 volt to 48 volt. AC current 65 ampere AC class. 1 earth cooling and time setting display. Automatic temperature compressions. USB data logging. These are the parameters of fusion machine. Now minimum area scrap for the fusion technique be half of the coupler or fitting lengths plus 25 mm. Proper pin marking shall be done after the calculations. The scrap length for failure of connection and repeating the joining process, 5 meter length should be added with existing length. The important points to be remembered while applying the electrofusion procedure. First point is keep fittings in a plastic pipe prior to use. Electrofusion machine must be away from the gaseous atmosphere. Proper coupler should be used. Cooling and fusion time is mentioned on the fittings and use that times only for cooling and fusion purpose. Select correct tools and clamps to hold the pipe. Electrofusion welding operation procedure. First step, pipe fitting must be available in a plastic bags only. Ensure all the tools and tackles required for electrofusion should be available at a site. All the measures of gas isolation should be done. HERA should be conducted at the location to check parts per million level. Confirm parts per million level below explosive limit. No gas present. Note the fusion and cooling time indicated on the fittings. Check control box and leads. Cut pipe end square. Scrap pipe as per the recommendation. Center the pipe at each end of the fittings as marked with the pen. Connect leads to the fitting on electrofusion machine. Set electrofusion time. Start the electrofusion. Check indicator shall be risen or not. Cool the fusion as per the information given on the fittings. Stop the machine. Remove the connecting leads and replace terminal caps. Remove the isolation clamp. Check the fittings by soap testing method. Electrofusion welding operating procedures. First step is cut the pipe end in square. Marking for scrapping. Then remove the oxidized layer. Do the marking. Use all alignment clamps. Connect the leads. Carry out the electrofusion testing and firm the joint. Next point is advantages of electrofusion welding. First, it is easy and quickly. High safety should be maintained in that. High resistance to earthquake and environmental stress. Immune to corrosion. Easy installation. Smooth welding surface. Easy to clean. Avoid penetration of welding area and avoid obstacles and damages. Observation in electrofusion welding. First observation is heat should be distributed uniformly during fusion process. The temperature and the pressure of melted part must be carefully controlled. Avoid damaging the coil of the coupler. The necessary protection before and after the connection is necessary. Consider time to electrofusion. Pipe is cut perpendicular to its axis and roughness must be cleaned. Use of clamps must be compulsory while connection. Electrofusion voltage and current should be controlled as per the requirements. The connection system inside the clamp must be remains seamless. Next point is difference between butt fusion and electrofusion welding. The main difference is the heating method of the connection. In the fusion welding method, heaters are used to heat the pipe surface and the polyethylene joints, but in electrofusion welding the heat is generated internally through the electric current. In polyethylene pipes, the electrofusion induced welding strength is greater than heat to head fusion welding, whereas in electrofusion coupling is the common fitting for connecting two polyethylene tubes to each other. In electrofusion welding, types of pipe weldings, and it is a type of pipe welding and polyethylene fittings in which there are special connections that have electrical resistance wire to create welding melting temperature. The electric current is transmitted through electrofusion welding device and through the control box to the two ends of the connection. Like the thermal fusion welding, but fusion welding, a variety of saddle-like sockets fittings are also used in the electrofusion method. The electrofusion boiling process is the same for most electrofusion joints. Next is the types of pipe used in MGL. As we have already told, while we should go for the classification of P pipe. Generally, in MGL, LDPE pipe, HDPE pipes, and MDPE pipes are used. HDPE pipe. HDPE pipe is the high density polyethylene pipe. It is light in weight, enabled to install at a high speed place such as road crossings, nala crossing, and so on. Features of HDPE pipe: it is light in weight, high impact and breakage resistance, high resistance to direct sunlight, no need to take the protection precautions at the time of installation like cathodic protection. Pipe does not get affected by earthquake, landslides, etc. High durable, easy installation. Classification parameters and pressure coefficient of P pipeline, HDPE pipeline. First class is nominal pressure rating of P pipe, PN6 and PN16. Grade P100, V80. Color code yellow black. Nominal diameter 63 mm or dia 60. Maximum designed hydrostatic stress 8 megapixel, 6.3 megapixel at a 20 degree centigrade. Design pressure coefficient for 20 degree centigrade is 1.25 as we should, or 9.93 we can use, and 1 to 1 for 30 degree centigrade. Okay, between that 0.93 we can use, no problem. This is the temperature degree centigrade criteria. Then ovality of pipe tolerance values. Ovality of pipe for straight pipe can be measured by calculating the minimum and maximum outside diameter of the pipe of a same cross sectional area from 300 mm away from the cut section. Ovality of coil can be measured before coiling should be done. Also, it should be ensured that coiling diameter should not go beyond 25 times the diameter of pipe. Tolerance value specified on the outside diameter is 0.009 times, that is 0.9% times nominal diameter. No negative tolerance are allowed. Tolerance should be rounded up to 0.1 millimeter to 0.3 millimeter only. Standard dimension ratio SDR. It is suggests that the rating of the pipe durability against the pressure pipe. Standard dimension ratio is also defined as outside diameter divided by thickness. Wall thickness. Minimum thickness of the pipe is represented as S, that is equal to P into D divided by 2 sigma plus P, where S is the minimum thickness of pipe, P is the maximum working pressure at 20 degree centigrade, D is the outside diameter of the pipe in millimeter, and sigma is nothing but shows the hydrostatic design stress at 20 degree centigrade. Maximum thickness should be 1.1 times minimum thickness plus 0.2. Wall thickness should be done as per the DIN standard 8074. Hoop stress. Hoop stress is the stress created over the pipe cross-sectional area. It is called as hoop stress. It produces tensile and load on the pipe. Hoop stress is not depend on length of the pipe. Hoop stress occurs in two forms. One is the circulation hoop stress. Second is the longitudinal hoop stress. Circumferential hoop stress. Circumferential hoop stress is given in megapascal, that is equal to internal pressure multiplied by standard dimension ratio minus 1 divided by 20, where longitudinal hoop stress is longitudinal hoop stress equal to circumferential hoop stress multiplied by the Poisson ratio. Bending limits of a P pipe as per the MGL perspectives. Bending limit. Bending with the joint should be avoided as possible. Bending limit are as follows. Without joint, there are two types of bending should be covered: without joint bend and the with joint bend. Without joint bend should be having limit should be the 15 times the nominal diameter of pipe, and with the joint it is 25 times diameter of pipe. Components used in the P-line laying activity, that is U-block, RCC tiles, Hume pipes, digital pressure gauge, squeezers, scrapers. Now let's align about alignment clamp. The clamp used to align the pipe while electrofusions are called alignment clamp. Alignment clamp ensures the uniform alignment of pipe before joining. The function of alignment clamp is to align both the end of pipe during scraping, heating, welding, cooling. Proper alignment of clamp ensures that no failing of joints when electrofusions, since pipe is of oval shape and failure probability increase due to the ovality of the pipe. Alignment of clamp must be required for every size of the pipe. Alignment clamp restrains the pipe from pulling out of fittings or ensures weld pressure. Neoprene rubber sheet. A neoprene rubber sheet is the sheet made from synthetic rubber compound polychloroprene. It is good in elasticity. Features of sheet: good weather resistance, high resistance to abrasions, good chemical resistance, resistance to oil and fuels, Good chemical resistance, resistance to oil and fuel, availability in reinforced grade and flame retardant grades, specifications of polypropylene pipe, thickness 0.25 mm to 6 mm, color black, temperature range -30 to 120 degrees centigrade, resistance to chemical, oil, oxygens, weather. Next is the stopping of gas supply. Stopping of gas supply is generally nothing but the using of squeezing method. While using the squeezing method, some precautions has to be taken while squeezing. First is distorted or damaged pipe shall not be squeezed. Never squeeze off twice in the same position. Squeeze off shall be done away from the fittings at least 3 times the diameter of the pipe or 6 times the diameter of pipe from previous squeeze of a point. All the points end should be end capped. P pipe installation details. Utilization to stop the P pipe installation. P stop of wall. P stop of wall installation details. P stop of wall installation utilized to stop the gas flow while an emergency or for the maintenance purposes. Generally, it consists of 4-bar MP network. It is always installed at a 4-bar MP network. Chamber height is 25 mm and above road level. Sufficient gap of near about 100 to 150 in a wall knob and chamber is required while constructing the wall chamber. Cover is made of SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, made and fitted properly in the frame. Tapping shall be provided on both the sides of the main line walls. Wall number is having 2 components. One is the DRS area and the number, numerical, which number of that wall, special counting number should be mentioned on the wall. SR installations. Generally, SR used to reduce the pressure from 4 bar to 100 millibar. It should be installed at a height of 300 mm. Distance should be 3 meter from the structure. All the walls, gas gates are properly installed. All the purging and testing points are properly closed and plugged. SR frame and top cover is firmly and neatly held with the foundations. The seal provided on the SR is properly intact. Route markers. There are route marker shall be installed near the wall chamber for easy identification. If it is not possible to install route marker, plastic route markers should be used, which are pasted on the wall chamber cover. Recording and marking should be done of these route markers. There are basically 2 types of route marker: plastic route markers and conventional route markers. Metal plates, while applying marking, has been installed in order to properly locate the under pipeline. Plastic disc provides for route marking shall be used of dia 100 mm. Spacing between 2 route markers should be maintained 100 meters. Some cementing terms. PCC, plain cement concrete. It is the mixture of Portland cement, fine aggregate, sand and coarse aggregate and water for getting desired strength. PCC is used for protective layer on both end of RCC and also to be prepared even surface PCC even surface. PCC ratio is 1:2:4. Minimum compressive strength of the mixture is 140 kg per centimeter square. Fine aggregate. Sand, water and chemical mixtures consist of the fine aggregate. Up to 5 mm size, fine aggregate should be applicable. It should be sand in not used in fine aggregate. Since fineness modulus should be very high. Fineness modulus of 1.2 to 1.5 should be considered as the fine aggregate. Coarse aggregate. Coarse aggregate are the gravels, crushed rocks, limestones, granites. Is called as the coarse aggregate. It is free from dust, dirt and other foreign matters. Up to size of 20 mm, the should be considered as the coarse aggregate. Portland cement, fly ash, slag cements are considered as the Portland cements. Water, pure drinkable water is used for mixing purpose. Cement sand ratio. Mixture of fine aggregate and cement, that is 1:4 along with water, should be used for the cement sand, used in the cement sand mixture. PCC provides strong and stable base for foundation. PCC is good for compression. Properties of PCC: compressive strength between 100 to 500 kg per centimeter, tensile strength between 50 to 100 kg per centimeter, density is 2200 to 2500 kg per meter cube, durability is excellent. Do's and don'ts in the PCC work. Do's: first, do check and get the soil strata approved from the structure consultant before doing PCC in foundation. PCC shuttering should be of the exact size and thickness. Dry material should be uniformly mixed before adding water to it. Water should be mixed with the bucket in a measured quantity as per the water cement ratio. Use the chute or additional labor to pour the concrete when the depth is more. Remove any loose material from the sides of the pit so that no soil or other materials will collapse in a pipe during concreting activity. If the water table is high, then dewatering should be carried out at first at the same time during the concreting work. Compact and level the concrete properly. Maintain the level of PCC. The next day, mark the center of the column. Some don'ts: do not mix the material on a bare hand. Do not just pour the water in materials by means of pipe, that is without any measurement control. Do not allow the PCC without formwork. Next term is RCC, that is reinforced concrete cement. Steel-based bars used in RCC. PCC is plain, where RCC is using steel bar, reinforced. Okay. RCC is a good for tension. General RCC is done for preparing beam column. RCC has two types of mixings: nominal mixing of all PCC components along with the water and steel bars. Ratio between generally is 1:3:6 or 1:4:8. Density mix. This is based on properties of material used for mixing. Designing mixing in general avoided. Features of RCC: tensile strength 200 to 500 kg per centimeter square, compressive strength 50 to 100 kg per centimeter squares. Next point is below bed culvert crossing. Culvert nala crossing is very important and critical process while pipe laying activity. So HIRA and permit to work method should be compulsory for this and should be used on priority basis. Below bed culvert crossing, 1 meter distance from nala should be maintained from the hume pipe. If there is any difficulty to maintain this distance, a proper MOC approval should be conducted. The features of nala crossing should be here. The distance between hume pipe and the below bed of the nala should be maintained at 1000 meters. Distance from nala should be maintained at 500 mm. Then proper sealing should be done of minimum 6 mm thick neoprene rubber sheet. The rubber sheet should be wrapped with the adhesive tape at both the ends. Then RCC hume pipe or MP4 class or better should be used as per IS 458. Clearance between OD of P5 and ID of the RCC hume pipe should be maintained at least 50 to 100 meters. Rubber seal rim to be prepared. Ingress of water through the annular space between P and casing pipes. No damage coating while installation should be used, and if you find any coating should be damaged, repair it immediately. Rubber seal in the annular space at each end to prevent ingress of water. Next is the above ground culvert crossings. In above ground culvert crossing, 5 can be laid above nala with additional protections. Approved MOC procedure should be there. Only steel pipe supplied by MGL should be used while carried out above ground culvert crossings. The steel carriage pipe is 0.5 meter longer than the crossing on either sides of transitions. Transition fitting stub flanges for the connection of P to be steel carriage pipe. Transition fittings to be wrapped with the denser tape or equivalent. Additional protection of ISC channel plus PCC as per the mentioned in the standard procedure should be utilized. Proper cementing, concreting work, PCC work should be conducted around the pipeline and so on. Now let's talk with the next important point, that is commissioning sequence of mains. Commissioning sequence of mains is the cleaning and swabbing of mains, filling and sterilizations, flushing and neutralizations, refilling the mains, bacteriological sampling, acceptance certifications, introduction and returning main into service. Guidelines of preparation of asset drawings. All the dimensions and lettering shall be legible. MP asset drawing scale is in the form of 1:500 should be used, A1 sheet. LP asset drawings scale 1:500 A3 sheet should be used. Depth of less than 10 meter used scale of 1:50 and depth scale of 1:15. Diameter of pipe material, length of the pipe, location of pipeline, whether on road should be clearly indicated. Distance of pipeline from electric poles, permanent property buildings, gate of society, manhole of the utility is 10 to 25 meters. Trench details. Top cover of pipe should be measured after every 10 to 50 meters. Depth changes details of safe distance of other utility presents, material size, length, details of additional protection provided. Continuations of chainage details are clearly indicated. P stop of wall installation details, other fittings, T coupler, transition fittings, elbows, use details. Chain edge orientation offsets from permanent structure is immediate vicinity. MOC details, if any, should be provided with the reference to the building permanent structure, including separate sketches. Total asset length, bob, should be mentioned in the asset drawings. Details of nala crossing in separate sketch, duly signed by the AIC. Name of the road, major landmarks, building should be mentioned appropriately with the reference. Loop numbers, service regulator installation, society name and location, converted consumers in the loop mentioned should be provided. MP backfilling report and its date and numbers, SAP order number, drawing number should be mentioned. Text on asset drawings is clearly visible. Updation of asset drawings. MOC must as widen of road constructions of nala. Work of other utilities should be continuously monitored and intimated on regular basis to O&M department by patrolman and GIS department by O&M through the O&M department. Submission of asset drawing. Generally, submission of generated by contractor should be as soon as pipeline laid should be submitted to the project department, then GIS and the O&M department. Create 3 copies, one for tracing and remaining 2 are blueprints for the asset record purpose. Submit the asset records and scanned and unloaded in MGL servers 192.184.08 and ARC, that is Archival Retrieval Systems. Submit 2 copies to INM department for the records. Porting the pipeline laid in JIS through JIS department. Continuous of MP LP drawing porting in JIS is required. Symbol must be used for porting. The format used for ASLA drawing are, first of all, the MP backfilling, then its order number, then in which DRS number it should have, and the financial year. MP drawing should be made in MGL, name of MGL, then /MP, then financial year, then the contractor who completed that, the abbreviation of that contractor, then DRS number and the MP drawing number. LP drawing, LP financial, MGL LP financial year, abbreviation of contractor and the loop number. And last but not the least, the symbols used in ASLA drawings. There are different types of symbols are used while preparing the ASLA drawings, like service regulators, loop numbers, pre-laid with steels, reducers, T equal T, reducing T, top T, couplers, P stop of walls, elbows, top cover, transition fitting with size, different sizes, gas flow, pipeline warning signboards, end caps, chainage, buildings by their name, nala, bus stop, railway lines, water tank, lake or reservoir, RCC ducts, drainage pipe, sewer lines, marsh, fire hydrant, fence, compound walls, T, footpaths, electrical poles, okay, utility junction box like BSNL, MTNLs, manholes, then electrical cables, water pipes, hume pipes, temples, hutments, north directions, and so on. Now the case studies. Let's see the case study of MP line laid near the Ganesh Darshan building in Badlapur area, Aptewadi Badlapur area. It shows that the diet 90 mm pipe should be laid over the Aptewadi area, which is having pipe length and trench length of 67.90 meters and 65.90 meters respectively. Protection sleeve used in the form of RCC tiles. The couplers arrangements, coupler utilized placed locations, valve locations should be indicated on the diagrams. The MP ASLA drawing should be properly signed by the respective third-party inspectors, and that should be verified by the AIC, area in charge, on that area. Second case study is based on